Hello, third and fourth grade, and welcome to your Thursday writing lesson. So we are talking about the last writing trait today, and that is conventions. So conventions is described as the roof of a house, though planned from the beginning is not built first. Think about conventions near the end of your writing process. So just like what this says, we don't think about correcting conventions, which when I say conventions, what I mean is spelling, punctuation, capitalization, grammar, and spacing. So all these things listed right here. We don't think about that until the end when we proofread and make corrections to our writing. So when we think conventions, what we want to look for when we proofread or writing, we look for spelling mistakes. We look for missing punctuation. We look for capitalization. So you always want to capitalize names, places, titles, the beginning of the sentence, which you already know all that. When we think about grammar, basically noun, verb agreement, verb tense, appropriateness. What they mean by that is don't use any kind of slang words like gonna or ain't. You want to make sure that your writing sounds proper. And spacing, this is a big thing too, even in fourth grade and third grade. You want to make sure that you're putting space between your words. You're not lumping them all together. You want to make sure that you indent the beginning of paragraphs. And I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. So with that, let's practice proofreading. I've got a paragraph here that I did a really horrible job of. I made tons of mistakes here. So when we proofread, sometimes I like to do one thing at a time. So I'm going to look at spelling first. Okay, I went to Florida last summer. Oh, summer should have two M's, right? I visited my grandma aunt. I'm related to an aunt. No, I don't think so. This is how aunt should be spelled. And uncle. We went to the beach. No, wrong beach. There should be an A there. And swimmed. That does not sound right, but I'll come back to that later. I saw a jellyfishes. That does not sound right either. Okay, so my next thing I'm going to look at capitalization. So I see that I forgot to capitalize all the first letters of the sentence. So that should be an I went to Florida last summer. Oh, Florida is not capitalized. Florida is a place. It needs to be capitalized. And look, I did it again. That's a lowercase I. I visited my grandma, aunt, and uncle. So it looks like I didn't forget to capitalize we. We went to the beach and swimmed. I saw a jellyfishes. Huh. Okay. This actually sounds like a punctuation error right here. I'm going to look at punctuation now. Okay, I went to Florida last summer. There's a period. I visited my grandma and uncle. Okay, so I'm listing some relatives, grandma, aunt, and uncle. So I need to make sure I include my commas. Aunt and uncle. Okay, because there's an and here, I don't need to put a comma here. It's just not necessary. Actually, yep, I'm going to leave my comma. Nope, that looks and sounds right. I visited my grandma, aunt, and uncle. Okay. Now, there's a period, so I did that right. We went to the beach and swimmed. I saw a jellyfishes. So these sound like completely different thoughts that should not be together. And we went to the beach and swimmed. I saw a jellyfishes. Okay. That period needs to go here. And then because I added punctuation, that means this I should be capitalized. All right, now let's look at grammar. I went to Florida last summer. I visited my grandma, aunt, and uncle. We went to the beach and swimmed. Okay, so this is supposed to be past tense, but swimmed is not correct. It doesn't sound right. It should be swam. Oops. Swam. I saw a jellyfishes. So this definitely does not sound right. So I'm going to get rid of that plural there. I saw a jellyfish. Okay. It already looks so much better, doesn't it? So now my last thing I need to look at, this is a paragraph. It should be indented. So when I say indent your paragraph, this is what I mean. We need to move that first line over a few spaces. So what I just did was 3. This is especially important when you're typing in a Google Doc. Now, the nice thing with typing into Google Docs, they usually catch a lot of your spelling and grammar mistakes. So, which is really nice to have, but you're not always going to have that, especially on iLearn or any other official test. You're not going to have the ability to go back and check. So, these are rules that you need to be aware of. Anyway, okay, now guys, I think I covered everything that I needed to correct in here. Now you're going to have a paragraph like this one in your assignment today, in which you need to go through and check for spelling, capitalization, grammar, punctuation, indenting. You need to go through and check and make those corrections in the answer box. All right, make sure you complete and submit that. I'll be checking for completion.